Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So the last update about Twist of Fate, Rambo throws Rhea out of the house, but did that actually happen? Continue watching this video to find out. After Rhea tried to attack Prachi with the knife, Rambo throws Rhea out of the house. Rhea shouted, "Rambo, I love you and I cannot stay without you." Prachi asks Rhea what is she thinking. It turns out to be Rhea's imagination. Rhea says to Prachi that I wish that you have a moon-like baby. Pallavi says to Prachi that everyone gave you good wishes and she applies kajal behind Prachi's ear. She thanks the guests for coming and making her baby shower special. Pallavi says it will be fun when we play the game. Pallavi says I will brief you all about the game and says the name of the game is Guda or Gudi Kakel. Someone says that they have heard about the game. Pallavi says that the game used to be played between would-be father and the mother while they are blindfolded. Pallavi says it is in their minds generally if they would have girl or a boy. Pallavi says in this garland, Gudan and Goody are there. Pallavi says that grandma and her friend would hold the garland and they will move it around. She says the would-be father and the mother will feel it and they would hold one toy. Pallavi says whatever it is in your destiny would come to you. Shahana says it is a wonderful game. Pallavi says let's begin. Pallavi asks Rhea to blindfold Rambo and Prachi tightly. Rambo bluntly refuses. She then says that she is having pain in her thumb and she cannot tie the blindfold. Aryan says I will tie it. Pallavi says we should start the game with Prachi. Wendy thinks that I know what Prachi will get. Vikram says Prachi is holding the Gouda. Prachi feels the toy and holds one among them. Grandma says Prachi has selected. Pallavi gives it to Prachi. She then asks Rambo to select one toy for the baby. Rambo thinks in his mind that I want Prachi to give birth to a daughter and Prachi wants a son. Grandma asks Vikram to hold the garland as she needs to go and drink water. Grandma goes. Vikram and Pallavi moves the garland around. Rambo doesn't choose the game and he goes back. Rhea looks at Rambo as he walks near her. Rambo holds Prachi's hand while he is blindfolded. Rambo says my fate, choose and everything is in Prachi's hand. Rambo says we are two bodies and one soul. Then how can our destiny be separate? Rambo says I accept whatever is in Prachi's hand. Everyone claps for Rambo. Wendy sees Rhea upset and she holds Grandma's hand. Grandma asks, what do you want to say? Pallavi looks at them. Aryan cheers for them. Millie says that she likes Rambo and Prachi's bonding. Shahana says it is from the start for them. Wendy tells Grandma that she wants to tell her something and says she should not think 2 years later that I did a mistake. Wendy tells Grandma that I touched the nerves and I can tell about the pregnancy. Grandma asks, why are you scaring me? Wendy says when I felt Rhea's hand, I felt everything is dark in her. I did not sense such vibes in a pregnant woman. She says I felt that Rhea has no baby in her. When the doctor said that Rhea is pregnant, then maybe she is, but I don't think she is. Wendy tells Grandma that I told Pallavi that Prachi's baby will be auspicious and it will bring good luck, but Rhea's baby will be inauspicious for the house. Grandma says you are watching much TV shows. Wendy says send Rhea to her house, else it will be a problem. Pallavi hears them. The band guys are playing the band. Aryan dances with Vikram and Rambo. Rambo holds Pallavi's hand and dances with them. Shahana, Millie and others also dance. Millie takes Rhea and Shahana to dance. Pallavi recalls Wendy's words. Rambo comes to Prachi. The dance ends. Rambo asks for Prachi's hand. Prachi gives her hand in Rambo's hand. Rhea gets upset. Rambo dances with Prachi while a song plays in the background. At the end of their dance, Prachi hugs Rambo. Everyone claps for them. Rambo says I am so grateful that you all came and blessed Prachi. He requests them to have food and they should not go without having food. Shahina tells Rhea that if she wants, then she can come to her house. Aliyah signals to Rhea. Rhea is upset. Shahana comes to the terrace and sees Aryan standing. Aryan asks Shahana to come and says that he was seeing the view. Aryan says it is nice to see you after ages. Shahana says to Aryan that Prachi asked me to come here. Aryan says I meant that it is nice to see you after a long time. Aryan asks if Shahana feels bad when he calls her as Shahana Kibachi. Shahana says no, I get a big nervous. Aryan asks why. Shahana says I don't know. Aryan says to Shahana that you will get any good guy and says I did not like your boyfriend. Shahana asks who is my boyfriend. Arian says he was wearing a white cloth. Shahana asks who? Stanley? Arian says he is not right for you and says you will get a dashing and handsome guy. Shahana asks anyone? Arian says yes. Millie comes there. Arian says they were talking. Prachi comes there and says I thought Shahana is only here. Arian says we will go. Rambo comes there and says so many people are here. Rambo asks Prachi to have dry fruit laddu, but Prachi refuses. Pallavi comes there and asks Prachi to eat the laddu and says I made them with my aunt. Prachi says okay, I would have one. She tastes it and says it is good. Pallavi says I will take it, but you have to finish all later. Rambo goes. Arian says Pallavi has changed. Shahana says yes for good. Millie says I wish I get a mother-in-law like Pallavi. Arian smiles. Pallavi asks Rambo if he wants something. Rambo says I was in the kitchen when Mahua said that she has brought an expensive sweet. He asks why did you lie to Prachi that you have made the sweet with your own hand. Pallavi says that she lied to Prachi that she made the laddus so that Prachi will not feel bad and she will make her have it anyhow. Pallavi fools Rambo and says I used to say that you will become a superhero if you drink milk. And she asks, did you become a superhero after drinking the milk? No, right? Rambo apologized to Pallavi to think wrong and he asks her to take care of Prachi. Pallavi says to Rambo that I have learned from my mistakes and I will take care of Prachi. Pallavi says I couldn't be a good mother-in-law and a mother and says if I had become, then I would have gotten this happiness long back. Pallavi apologized to Rambo. Rambo says this happiness will last long. Rambo asks Pallavi. Pallavi says, I wish the happiness should get my age. Rhea hears them and thinks if Pallavi is doing drama or if she's saying the reality. I just hope all this love is just to get that baby. Pallavi says, my son, and she asks Rambo not to make her emotional and she asks him to go to Prachi. She says if Prachi doesn't say you, then she will get stressed. Rambo goes. Pallavi shouted Rhea's name. Rhea comes in front of her. Pallavi asks, what should I do to make you understand? And she asks her to trust her and not to keep an eye on her. Pallavi says she doesn't like it a bit. Rambo comes to Prachi, Arian and Millie and he asks what are they talking about him. Arian says let's play a game of truth and dare. Millie says let's play. We'll get a chance to know about each other. Prachi says we can play. Rambo asks Prachi to have the laddu and says I will make you eat it. Millie says, don't care so much, Rambo, so that my husband's expectation will not increase. Arian smiles. Shahana is also there and she jokes. Arian says, I am getting too much with your humor. Rambo asks Arian to say some good joke, but first, he should swirl the bottle. First, Millie's turn comes, and Millie chooses there. Rambo says, I would ask her. Arian says, I would ask her instead. Rambo says, okay, and says he might ask me why did I give there to his girlfriend. Arian gets up and he asks Millie to kiss him. Millie says you thought of your advantage. Arian bends a bit so that she kisses on his forehead. Arian says Millie is the winner. The next, Shahana's turn comes. Shahana chooses truth. Arian says you are saved, else I would have thought about there. Millie asks Shahana that who was your first boyfriend. Shahana says nobody. Prachi teases Shahana. Arian's turn comes and he chooses truth. Rambo says your question is that who was your first girlfriend? Arian says his first girlfriend was in the college, but there is a sad news because the girlfriend did not know, and Arian looks at Shahana. Rambo asks Arian to rotate the bottle. Prachi's turn comes. Rambo asks Prachi, truth or dare? Prachi chooses truth. Arian and Millie argue that they would ask her. Rambo says I am her husband, so I have first right on her. Rambo says I know everything about Prachi, so I should ask her. Rambo says secret comes out during this time. Rambo asks Prachi if she loves him even till now. Prachi looks at Rambo. Rambo says you have to say the truth. Rhea looks at them from far. Shahana smiles. Just then, the rain started. Everyone walks inside the house. Arian says why did the rain started suddenly? Millie asks if she will get a separate room or if she will share with anyone. Arian says you can share my room with me. Shahana asks Millie to come with her. She takes her to her room. Rambo is going behind Prachi. Arian asks, where are you going to? Rambo says, I am going behind Prachi. Arian says Shahana took Millie away. Rambo says this is a family house and not hostel. Rambo asks Arian to let him go. Aryan lets Rambo go and Aryan sees Rhea standing. Rambo comes to Prachi's room. Prachi turns and her hair hit on Rambo's face. Rambo says, "You wanted to kill me with your hair, first with your eyes and then hair." Prachi says, "Why do you think so?" Rambo says, "You might have seen a film." Prachi says, "You might have seen a revenge drama film." Rambo says to Prachi that you were taking revenge from me as you thought that if I don't give answers, then I will lose, and that is why you attack me with your hair. Prachi says she doesn't want to answer. Rambo says nobody will hear you again and says it is a game. Prachi says to Rambo that, "Do you think that I was eating you?" Rambo says yes and says he got the mark too. Prachi throws the towel on Rambo. Rambo says this is not Rambo. Prachi comes back and holds Rambo's cheeks. Prachi says, "I was smelling you," and she asks if he is drunk. Rambo says, "I thought what you thought some seconds back." Rambo asks Prachi not to look at him because his talks will prove right, that Prachi kills with her eyes and then with her hair. Prachi asks Rambo to go. Rambo says, "I will go," and says, "I thought you are going to kiss me." Prachi turns to Rambo. Rambo says, "I am going," and he falls down while trying to go. Prachi smiles. Rambo asks if Prachi wants to laugh, and he asks if it is a funny thing that her husband fell down. Prachi asks Rambo to get up and says if you do talk like "oh" and you fall like a foolish, then anyone will get laugh. Prachi says this is karma. Rambo hugs Prachi and kisses on her cheek. A song plays in the background. Aryan comes to Rhea. Rhea asks, "How are you?" Aryan says, "I'm fine," and he asks, "What happened? You seem to be stressed." Rhea says, "At least someone has felt that I am stressed." Rhea says, "We are brothers and sisters and we were brought up together." Rhea says, "You have a wonderful life ahead of you, unlike me." Aryan asks if Rhea have a problem with his life. Rhea says, "Dad used to love me a lot." Aryan says yes, and you were also worried for him. Rhea says, "Mom never loved or cared for me. She always loved Prachi, and it seems like she had given birth to only Prachi." Aryan asks Rhea what happened. Rhea says to Aryan that you came for Prachi's pregnancy prayer and you danced and played doll and you congratulated Prachi for her pregnancy, but you did not wish me for my pregnancy because I am also married and I am also pregnant for Rambo. Aryan says to Rhea that I did not know that you are also pregnant and says if I had known, then I would have played doll and danced with you first. Rhea hugs Aryan and thanks him. Rhea says it is done at the happiest moment. Aryan says you are married and pregnant, so you should be happy. Rhea says no, it is two different things. Aryan says to Rhea that I want to know everything that happened to you. Rhea hugs Aryan and she cries. Aryan says I will make everything fine. Rhea says I am Rambo's wife just like Prachi and I am going to become Rambo's baby's mother like Prachi, but Rambo is only focusing on Prachi. Aryan is shocked hearing everything that Rhea is saying. Alright guys, thank you so much guys for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and share it, and I will see you all again in my next video. Thank you.